Boots Ennis, Xander Zayas announced this morning as well. Thoughts on that?
Man, that's a tough fight, especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, that he have in himself.
It's a tough fight. This is a really good fight. And I don't know that Zayas has reached his peak yet. So, are you risking him not reaching his peak if Ennis, hurts him and changes him, It's another thing. You're taking a chance here with Zayas. But Zayas is a hungry guy. I've always known that Zayas, lives this life and, has very lofty goals.
Like, why do you think people were so skeptical of it?
I'm not sure. Maybe because he a young champion. He could have went a different route. It took an easier fight. To be real, at 154, I'm the biggest name at 154, and everybody know that. I'm the biggest name at 154, and everybody know they're gonna make the most money fighting me, straight like that.
Terence Crawford shared his thoughts on the matchup between Jaron Ennis and Xander Zayas, calling it a challenging contest. He acknowledged Zayas as a talented and highly skilled fighter. Still, Crawford pointed out that the timing may not be ideal, suggesting the bout is happening earlier than it should, even though the ambition behind making the fight is clear.
He's ready to go make history for his country, and he's going to do real well in that fight. I just think, right now, it's a little bit too early.
Jaron Ennis made it clear he's targeting title holders, explaining that his priority is facing fighters who already hold belts. While he gave credit to Xander Zayas for his ability and potential, he pointed out that their careers are at very different points. The message showed respect for Zayas, while reinforcing Ennis's current focus on established champions.
Great, man. About to be a 2-time weight division unified champ. Man, I'm snapping my legacy, man. It's only up, man. I'm about to show the world I'm the best in the world. I'm gonna continue to keep showing the world I'm the best in the world. Like this boxing game mine, straight like that.
Now, the bout with Virgil Ortiz looked like it was done, and of course, the legal stuff happened. That had nothing to do with you.
Right.
But you always said that you were going to give the fans the Virgil fight, and if that didn't happen, right back to the mission, and the mission was the belts. Yep. So was that why Xander was your first option after Virgil?
Yeah, I mean, well, once we, me and the team sat down, we figured out like, it's, everything falling through, it's not really gonna happen. I told them, my team, Matchroom, the zone, I'm like, yo, go get me Xander. I'm gonna go get me Xander, or go get me somebody with the belts, and that's what they did, and I'm glad they did that, and I'm excited. I'm ready.
Put a picture out that he signed a contract to fight. No one knows who the opponent is, but the speculation is it's Boots. How do you see that fight going?
I mean, shoot, it's hard to really go against Boots because on that one with specifically Xander, I feel Xander's still young, Boots is a lot older and has a lot more experience.
Timothy Bradley pushed back on the idea that Xander Zayas would be an easy matchup, saying that kind of thinking doesn't make sense. He pointed to the difficulties Jaron Ennis had dealing with Karen Chikadzian and his technical approach, and emphasized that Zayas brings his own threat, especially with a precise and effective left hook that shouldn't be overlooked.
And a lot of weird stuff, man, popping up, man, on this Boots and Xander. A lot of people don't realize and understand what the hell they talking about. They thinking that this fight gonna be a slam dunk for freaking Boots Ennis. You crazy. You crazy if you think this fight gonna be a slam dunk for him. Who was the last technical guy that Boots fought, man? Karen? Come on, man. He getting in there with a young gun, man, just as hungry and energetic as he is. You understand that? Bigger than he is. Probably just as strong as he is. High boxing IQ, just as well as he does. Got skills, good counterpuncher, good legs, good movement. Can throws in bunches, got a left hook, which is the punch that Boots get hit with most.
Terence Crawford shared a message centered on perseverance, explaining that the fighter who continues pushing forward is the one who ultimately comes out on top. He highlighted the importance of staying committed and not giving up, stressing that consistent effort and mental toughness are key factors when facing the sport's most demanding challenges.
Putting that work in every day from start to finish and listening and studying and doing everything that he have to do is going to be the one that rise every single time.
Yeah.
Terence Crawford also offered guidance to Xander Zayas, encouraging him to deal with any doubts during sparring rather than avoiding them. He stressed the value of embracing tough situations in training, explaining that facing those moments directly helps develop confidence and ensures better preparation for when it's time to compete.
Start sparring, work on things that you don't like to do. You know, get comfortable doing things that you don't like to do and try things. You know, everybody come and spar and they do the same thing over and over and over. And then they wonder why they don't get better.
That's right.
You know, or they fight the same way. That works on this level, but when you get to the elite level, you're gonna have to pull everything out.
Xander Zayas expressed strong confidence in his abilities, stating that he belongs at the top level and intends to face the highest caliber opponents. His statement reflects a clear mindset focused on challenging elite fighters, backed by belief in himself and a drive to prove it inside the ring.
For the time, thank you for being here. Man, this everybody, like you said, is busting. I feel like this is the biggest fight of 2026 thus far. And it was important for me because for me to say that I'm the best, I gotta face the best. And Jaron Ennis is one of the best names in the division, you know, alongside other fighters and myself. So come June 27th, I will claim why I'm the best 154-pounder in the world.
And like you said, everyone is buzzing, everyone's talking about it. Jaron Ennis himself, he's giving you immense credit, and rightfully so, for taking this fight when you had the leverage to call the shots and choose any route you preferred.
Yeah.
At the age of 23, what does it speak to you? What does it speak for you as the fighter you are?
Man, I feel like a lot of people will love or love to be average.
Xander Zayas went on to explain that his goals extend beyond just winning fights, as he's aiming to carve out a place in history. He spoke about striving for greatness, taking pride in who he represents, and creating a legacy defined by taking on major challenges and delivering memorable performances.
The biggest name, this is the biggest test, and I'm gonna write history one more time. That's what it's all about. That's what you're in the sport of boxing for. It's easy to just get complacent and just fight old names or old guys that were champion 3-4 years ago, or just fight an easy fight that you know you could win and get easy money. But when everything is on the line, when a lot of people is doubting you, that's when the stakes are high. That's when you got to perform, and that's where I perform at my best.
And it appears this fight was made without a hitch. Fairly simple behind the scenes, which was a far different case than what Ennis experienced negotiating with Virgil. Why do you think that was the case, and what do you make of this?
Like you said, it was an easy negotiation. I feel like we both wanted to fight. There are no buts. There's no what if. We both want to fight. Let's make it happen.
Winky Wright shared his view that a matchup between Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis would deliver an exciting contest, noting the division is filled with strong talent. He emphasized that reaching the highest level requires top fighters to face one another.
It looks like Xander and Boots are going to fight. What are your thoughts on that fight?
It's going to be a good fight, man. The division looking good right now, you know, and I just want to see all the fighters fight each other, man. The best need to fight the best. That's what's going to bring the fans to boxing. And, you know, you can only be great by beating somebody great. You know what I'm saying? You can have a bunch of wins with no great win. You're just a good fighter, but you're going to be great. You need to beat another great fighter. So they got the opportunity, and I hope they do it.
What are your thoughts on, if you know about it, the Virgil situation? Virgil Ortiz, him and Golden Boy have kind of like a lawsuit going on against one another. Virgil put the lawsuit out for Golden Boy. Now he's sitting on the sideline waiting for arbitration. Do you think it was right of Xander to step in and say, you know what, I'll take on Boots since you're going to be sidelined for a bit?
I had none. I don't know about it. You know, tell you the truth. You just telling me new. But it's good that he stepped in and we can get a fight going. But like I
Stephen Edwards, also known as Breadman, pointed out that Xander Zayas is still early in his career, but emphasized that having 2 titles already confirms he's a serious contender. He made it clear that this accomplishment should not be overlooked when evaluating a potential clash with Jaron Ennis.
Rated them both slightly above Xander, but Xander has 2 belts. So you can't go wrong with 2 belts because Ortiz and Boots don't have belts at 54. I think that Boots and Virgil Ortiz styles clash better. That would have been like a barn burner, a war, like high contact war. I think that Xander is going to try to box and take some of the violence out of the fight. So I think it's a different kind of fight. You know what I mean? To be honest, I think it's a different type of...
Chris Mannix explained that Xander Zayas has been the main force pushing this matchup forward. According to him, Zayas has consistently made it clear to his promoter, his manager, and others involved that he wants a fight with Jaron Ennis. He noted that Zayas deserves significant credit for how far negotiations have come. He also raised the question of what's driving that urgency, pointing to a mix of ambition and timing. Zayas sees this opportunity as a way to take his career to another level. While he already holds titles, he understands that facing lesser-known opponents won't lead to the biggest financial rewards. For him, stepping into a high-profile fight is a calculated move aimed at reaching greater success.
That deserves the most credit for this fight being at the stage that it's at. So the question I have is why? Why do you think that Zayas is pushing so hard to get this fight over the finish line?
Well, I'm going to put it in terms that you can understand because,
Is there really a need to just go backhanded?
No. This is actually a compliment.
Is there really a need?
This is actually a compliment. Why did you want to Why did you want to attend one of the best colleges in the world?
Good education.
Great education, yes. Correct? All right. So, can education feed your family? You want a great job afterwards.
Correct.
So, what puts you in the position for a great job to make great money?
Experience.
A great education, Mannix.
I mean, they're sort of the same thing, right? Experience.
No. Experience costs way more blood than education.
Experience, I'd argue, not to get too deep in the weeds, experience is way more important for job search than education.
Nowadays, but
20
years ago when you were wearing glasses.
No.
At only 23, Xander Zayas has already earned 7-figure paydays, yet he's aiming higher, targeting purses in the $2 to $3 million range. With major investments from Saudi backers, involvement from Zuffa, and deals with the one changing boxing's financial scene, Zayas wants a piece of the action. His focus has expanded beyond titles. He's now competing for legacy, recognition, and long-term financial stability. In his view, this fight represents a pivotal opportunity to make history and secure wealth. United in purpose and driven by ambition, Zayas is ready to step into the spotlight.
Xander Zayas already got those belts. Now he wants to get paid. To answer your question, he wants money. He realizes that those belts against, I don't even know these guys' names, Abbas Baru and Perez, these guys aren't champions. They're not names. They're not going to get you the paydays that you want. I mean, I would think that he's making mid 6 figures as a champion.
Yeah, he probably topped $1 million for the last fight.
I would be surprised. You need to look into that.
He topped $1 million in the last fight.
Maybe top the $1 million. Okay,
I'm telling you, he topped $1 million.
Okay, well, good for him. I'm proud of Zayas. For a 23-year-old kid hitting 7 figures, that's incredible. But he wants to touch $2-3 million paydays, and with all the money being distributed right now, with all these big players from Saudi to Zuffa to the zone deals and everything else, he wants in on the money. He wants in on the prize, man, because he already got the belts. The belts are great. He's going down in history as a unified champion. Now let's make some championship money that can last me and mine's a life.
Paulie Malignaggi described this matchup as a major opportunity for Xander Zayas at a crucial point in his career. He emphasized that the timing is ideal for Zayas to demonstrate his skills and take a significant step toward reaching his peak. Paulie explained that facing a top-tier opponent like this provides valuable experience and a chance to prove readiness for the sport's biggest stages. He also noted that the fight benefits Jaron Ennis, as Zayas is a young, marketable talent gaining attention. Defeating a fighter with Zayas' recognition could boost Ennis's profile, generate more public interest, and make the division even more compelling for fans and promoters alike.
Zayas Boots announced today. Any thoughts on that?
For sure, huh?
Yeah,
wow.
Announced this morning. Yeah,
I'll tell you, man. The zone really putting their head in the game right away, man. I did not think that Zayas fight with Ennis could be made so quickly. I thought, especially from the top rank perspective, you could play with a couple of years still for Zayas to develop into his prime. while Ennis maybe needs it right now. And so the fight being made, I think, is more advantageous to Ennis, I think, because with Zayas, when you have a marketable fighter like that, you can take your time as to when, Canelo was the king of this, it's not who you fight, it's when you fight them. You fight them on, when they're not so much at their best, so to speak. So for Zayas to take on Ennis right now, when Ennis has been pretty much shrieking, that's a credit to Zayas, and it's a credit to Top Rank for having faith in their guy, but it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight. This is a really good.
Greg Hackett offered a measured and insightful take on the upcoming clash between Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis, scheduled for June 27th in New York City. He described the 154-pound division as extremely competitive, framing it almost like a three-way race among the top champions, including Zayas, Sebastian Fundora, and other elite contenders. Greg pointed out that Zayas might already hold one of the most impressive wins in the division, particularly highlighting his standout victory over Abbas Barawu. He also noted Josh Kelly's unexpected upset as another major result that shook expectations leading up to this fight. Ultimately, Hackett emphasized that the outcome will hinge on factors such as ring intelligence, physical conditioning, handling pressure, and mental toughness.
So now we see that Xander is fighting Boots June 27th. Love to get your reaction on that. What do you think about the winner, leading up to a Fundora fight, but just the fight itself as well?
So what's the first question? Who the best at 54?
Who do you think is the best at 54? And then, what do you think about June 27th in New York City?
I think it's a three-way tie out of all the champions. You know why I say that?
Wow.
Who got the best win out of all them guys?
At 54, I would say Xander.
Xander got the best win?
Yeah.
And who would that win be?
I think Abbas beating Tellis was big. And then him beating Abbas, I think that was huge.
Greg Hackett highlighted that Jaron Ennis enters this matchup driven by ambition, aiming to earn respect and secure titles at 154 pounds. At the same time, he emphasized that Xander Zayas, already a champion, now faces the task of demonstrating just how far he can go when challenged by a top-tier opponent. Hackett also pointed out that Zayas' previous experience in tough fights has strengthened him mentally. However, this matchup presents a unique test, as Ennis combines size, skill, and hunger. According to Hackett, this bout has the potential to reveal key insights about both fighters, showing whether Zayas is prepared for the elite level and whether Ennis can assert dominance against a naturally larger champion.
Obviously, him being 23, you wanting this fight. Boots, only has one fight really at 54, fighting Lema. So, this is a big guy, can box. What do you see in the fight?
It's going to come down to IQ. It's going to come down to conditioning. It's going to come down to pressure. It's going to come down to what Xander is willing to go through. Xander is the champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boots is hungry because he want that respect and he want those titles. Xander got to figure out how far he willing to go. I think he's willing to go there because what he went through with Abbas was a good tangle up. You know what I mean? That was a good little mix. But this time you won't be fighting Abbas. But at the same time, Boots, this is be his first joint where he got somebody that big.
The boxing world is starting to heat up as the highly anticipated showdown between Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis begins to take shape. Excitement is building because this is the type of matchup that can push the sport forward. At just 23, Zayas has already established himself as a daring and ambitious champion, unafraid to take on significant challenges. He had previously shown interest in facing Vergil Ortiz Jr., but that fight never came together despite his readiness and persistence. The focus has now shifted to Ennis, who has stepped up to 154 pounds and is aiming to assert himself in this new division. His recent performances, including an impressive knockout, indicate that he is serious about making an impact and staking his claim at this weight.
Last failed negotiation with Boots, we don't care. We already know the Turkey Al-Sheikh deal and it didn't work back then, Boots elected to stay at 147. But what we also know is he's now at 54. He's coming off a first round knockout with Lima, aka Lima Bean. You had like a second round knockout with Lubin, and then he hopped up in that ring. Hop up out the bed, right? He hopped up in that ring and said, I'm gonna make you pay, I'm gonna punish you, I'm gonna punish you for what your dad say, for what Rick, your manager say, what Oscar say, me and you, right? And it could have been that. But you didn't like the deal from Oscar.
The matchup against Zayas, Puerto Rican boxer, gives Jaron Ennis' situation with Virgil Ortiz Jr. sidelined due to delayed opportunities and career choices. As fighters like Errol Spence Jr. have often noted, the sport is unpredictable, and this scenario is a clear example. Credit is also due to Eddie Hearn for helping put together a meaningful fight for Ennis, keeping his momentum intact. This bout isn't just about skill. It's also about timing, drive, and positioning. While some may have hoped for different matchups, this fight still delivers excitement. In the end, the clash between Zayas and Ennis represents a high-stakes moment where both fighters have something significant to prove.
Sanders, right? He was down to fight, and he was pushing for the fight. And Virgil Ortiz tried to front him off, like, you're young, your time will come, blah, blah, blah. But like Errol Spence Jr. said, hey, man, stop that cat. Tables turn. Look how the tables turn in the sport of boxing. My, oh my, how them tables turn in the sport of boxing. And it's remarkable where 1 minute, so-and-so is on top, so-and-so feels like they're the big shot, and they can dominate the conversation or say whatever, and things are rolling smoothly for them. The next minute, you like Virgil Ortiz. So I'm gonna keep saying the same thing, and nobody's gonna stop me.
That wraps up today's video. Make sure to stay tuned for what's coming next.